This episode is sponsored by Chesapeake Square Mall. Chesapeake Square Mall is a 717,282 square foot regional mall in Chesapeake, Virginia, located in the Hampton Roads metropolitan area. The mall has more than 60 stores, anchors, and eateries, including one restaurant, Big Woody's. Learn more at chesapeakesquare.com. Filling in for my regular co-host today is Abby Shiano, our Leva marketing coordinator. Thanks for being here, Abby.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here.
All right. And our guest today is Loretta Dunn of Working Class Karma. Loretta, thank you for being here.
Thank you. You could call me Lori. Thank
Lori?
you.
All right,
Yes.
Lori. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about Working Class Karma? What is it you guys do?
We partner with other nonprofits that help out here in the local area. So we get together on purpose and do things together to raise money for that nonprofit. So we just kind of, in doing so, also we expand their knowledge of how to do some of the things that we do and give them a better opportunity to go forward with more things like that. We put on big events.
Okay, interesting. And what's your role with Working Class Karma? Are you the founder, the owner?
The president and the founder. It actually started with more people in the beginning. And when we very first started, would you like me to tell you how we started?
Yeah, that was my next question. I was going to ask what the history was.
To put the two together, I'd been a flight attendant and I was injured and I was really sad because I couldn't fly, because as you can imagine, getting paid to be in Paris is pretty awesome. And I was sad about not being able to fly. And my friend was like, Lori, I've known you since you were 14. Just start painting and everything will be fine. So I started painting and I'm like, well, how could I help people? Because as a flight attendant, I volunteered all the time. I transported orphans and carried sick children to get their free surgeries. I did all these things that you could do as a flight attendant that you can't do any other time. How can I help people? He's like, well, just sell your art. And when you sell your art, just donate a portion to charity. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. So I started painting and then I was like, wait a minute, I can do this. And I asked my other friends, they were like, yeah, we want to do it. Can we have a wine fest? And I'm like, well, let's do this. Let's do a nonprofit. Let's make it that way on purpose. And then a really good friend of mine was interviewing me for, at the time she wrote for a local newspaper. And she's like, I can't continue with the interview. I'm like, why? She's like, I want to be a part of it. I'm like, but you're a writer. She's like, Lori, writers will want to be a part of this. And I know a ton of musicians and I know these people and these people. I'm like, oh my gosh, Susan, what the heck? So now we're not just artists, we're artists and musicians and actors and filmmakers and writers. And we purposefully get together and raise money and awareness for other nonprofits. And the events that we do is a partnership where we get together with that other nonprofit, and the nonprofit has a role and they're working and we're doing our thing. And we have the people that are willing to do it, but we never ask anybody to literally give their work away. We're asking them to give a portion, but it gives them an opportunity to show and sell at free or very little cost. And so that there is money to donate.
Interesting. So what is it you guys, so I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So you have all these artists and then you guys, get together for an event and sell all your work, and then the proceeds go to the charity that you're sponsoring?
So we've got a couple different things going on. It was crazy when COVID happened, because one of the things that I wanted to happen a long time ago actually happened just before COVID. So we wanted to have an actual place like a law firm or a real estate office. Just let us use their space as a gallery. Well, Vertical Real Estate, they're mainly in Chesapeake. They have an office right at the Vibe district. They're like, hey, we've got this office in the Vibe. We haven't done anything to it. Do you want to use this as your gallery? I'm like, yes. But that was literally as soon as COVID started. So 5 artists went up there and hung up the art, and then we had to shut down. but they're out, as I tell people when they walk in the door, they're out showing houses. They're not here anyway. So they let us hang our art for free. So I think we have 20 artists in there now. Each of those 20 artists is making money. They donate 10%. Instead of gallery fees, that's their commitment. They donate 10% to their favorite nonprofit in the local area. So in that, we have the Samaritan House, we have WHRO, we have the SPCA, we have Lynnhaven River Foundation. We have all sorts of different nonprofits that some of them don't even know that we're raising money for them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really neat. But each of the artists has their own passion. One of them lost somebody to cerebral palsy. She's specifically raising money for a cerebral palsy foundation that was started right here in the area.
Oh, wow.
It's really
Abby,
cool. The fact that they got that is really cool. And then we have standard events that we do every single year. And so basically the other nonprofit that we bring in for these events
Mhm.
is just like, we say, hey, this is what we're doing. Want to come in and join us on this? And then we'll tweak it to make it more fun. And then we all together have a lot of fun. So we have, and I'm jumping ahead, I'm sure.
Oh
I'm
no,
trying
you're
to be good.
completely fine.
Well,
Abby, you were talking earlier today about then this morning we were going over this. You said that you knew someone who was in the gallery, the vertical
Yeah,
Bible.
I think so. Tim Dooley with the Retro Den.
oh yeah, and he's also
Talking
he
about
is the
guys.
one that told us to jump on board and be a
Yeah,
member. And the
he told me
crazy
he
thing
was
is
going
we
to.
have actually raised money for we have actually made money for the Retail Alliance during COVID. We were in there with at the Pembroke Mall with masks on and shields, and we were in there doing it anyway at one of our events. And it was actually Shop Local Fest, which is an event we had just made up that year, and it was for the Retail Alliance the same year that please fill me in on exactly how you worded that with the
Buy local month.
yes, the buy local month happened exactly the same time we were doing Shop Local Fest. And it was like, oh, we need to partner. We need to make this happen. And we
Absolutely.
did. It was
Well,
awesome.
spoiler alert: Shop Local, Buy Local month's happening again this year. So we'll need to talk offline about maybe getting together again, or at least help promoting each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've been promoting you guys, and I've got another, yeah, I've been promoting you guys forever. This is what's really cool about our organization is it's not just about raising money and awareness for another nonprofit. Each time we get involved with another nonprofit, we learn about them. So when we helped the Samaritan House in an event and an online auction that we did during COVID, it was so much more that I didn't know they did all the stuff that they did. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it gives us a better understanding as artists and individuals, as members of the community, about the different nonprofits that are out there. Just gives us a little, we're like diving in a little bit more.
Yeah, that's cool to learn about all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
Lori, do your artists, are they like members of Working Class Karma? Like, can you explain how that works?
Sure. Well, it's weird because apparently the IRS has a thing about not charging a membership fee. We don't, because we're literally making money for other nonprofits. Our purpose is that the expenses that we have going along the way, this is about the only way we could figure how to cover the fees that it takes to be a nonprofit, which if you don't have a nonprofit, it's a surprise. It's not cheap and it's not easy. But
Wow.
it's $30 at this time. It's $30. We've got some members that are still $15 a year. It's not a month. But they pay a annual fee, and then it's a recurring annual fee. And whatever it is when you sign up, that's what it's gonna be. Because we don't
Okay.
have the money to pay for some accountant to go in there and double check and see. If you signed up, just keep going.
You use nice round
Just keep going.
numbers.
Pardon?
You use nice round numbers for everything.
Yes. So it's $30 a year right now, which I think, and we've been around 6 years, and that $30 is not to put money in our pocket at all. It's so that we can pay for the insurance and the lawyer and the filing fees and things like that. There's no big bunch of money when we do fundraising for ourselves. And I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, I'm sure,
Oh,
but we end up having basically a party, a networking party. Every month we get together on the 27th, which was really weird during COVID. We couldn't do it so much. We just started doing it again. And we'll have an open mic, which showcases our musicians, or, we'll just get together at a restaurant somewhere, and that restaurant will give money back to us, but we don't make money off of our artists. So when they're in the gallery selling, or when they're out doing something else, we're not taking a percentage of what
hmm.
they're selling. There's a very clear line about that. We don't make money off of our artists.
Very cool.
It's big, it's different, it's really hard for some people to kind of grasp the concept.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I think by the end of
Yeah.
it, we all have it down exactly. So this is something I've noticed since we've been doing this podcast, and I've been talking to all these small business owners, and as they, how did you learn about the business side of this? Because it sounds like your background was you're a flight attendant, and then you started a nonprofit. How did you learn how to run a nonprofit?
Prior to that, I was a paralegal for 10 years.
Oh, that'll
I ended
help.
up working for the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office at the end, and then I ran off to be a flight attendant. They were all cheering me on. They were like, "Oh, sorry to see you go. You're going to be a flight attendant. How cool!" It was trial and error, and I still am learning. I'm going to take the class in January about the retail, the one that's offered by the Retail
the
Alliance. And
Oh, nice.
absolutely going to take that. There's no. I need as much education as I could get. Everyone does, but thankfully, my board is made up of very smart people and people that serve on other boards. And we don't expect to make, $300,000 an event. We've never done that. We probably never will do that. I don't. And at one point I had said I wanted to take this concept and grow it and go international with it. And at this point, if somebody comes into the gallery and they're like, "Oh, we love this concept," I'm like, "Great, steal it for your area." I don't think I'm going to go anywhere with them and stay right here local, because it's difficult to, thankfully we have somebody that has stepped up and said she wants to manage the gallery. And she's like, "Would you like help?" I'm like, "Yes." So we're all volunteers. Absolutely nobody gets paid. Although we make sure our musicians get paid when they perform in one of our events. They don't get paid much, but they get paid something.
Nice.
But our gallery director is Kathy Whitehurst. And then we've got 2 events coming up that are pretty cool.
Well, that was my next question is what goes on at these events? So you can sort of tell me about these 2 coming up and then what you'll be doing at them?
Sure. Well, the one coming up was supposed to be for another nonprofit, but when I say partner with a nonprofit, we really need their partnership because we can't do it all by ourselves, and that it just is more successful when we partner. So the other partner couldn't get it together in time. So this next event is really for us, which we never do. But instead of the artists that are involved with it, instead of them donating to us, because we won't take their money, they're gonna donate to all their individual nonprofits. The sponsors of this event will help to pay for the cost of the event, which is free thanks to Pembroke Mall, except for the entertainment, which we're paying for. That's really exciting. But the vendors, so the Mary Kay lady, the LuLaRoe lady, the person that sells CBD oil, those sort of people that pop up at the mall, those are really our sponsors for this next event. And their money, if there's excess, will go toward Working Class Karma. And the only reason we're doing that this year is because with this being an event that is sort of last minute, because we thought the other nonprofit was going to be involved. We just wanted to make sure if it's not a huge success that it's on us. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's okay. But the artists will still be making money for their other nonprofits. But on this one, we are having TNT karaoke, and this is Pembroke Mall. I think Pembroke Mall said they don't remember doing this before. We're not having karaoke. We're having a karaoke concert, and we're doing 60s. It's 60s and 70s music. The performers will be costumed. They're not impersonators. They're not going to sound exactly like them. But I've heard every single one of these people, and they're amazing performers. My husband is one of them. He does Neil Diamond and sounds just like Neil Diamond. So we'll live stream that on one of our pages on Facebook, or 2 or 3 or 5. But we'll live stream that, and we hope people at home will donate when they hear it. But it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I've got a whole bunch of names that I could list off, but every single one of them, they're going to each perform like 3 songs each.
That's a fun idea.
So it'll be more of a concert. We're not going to have like people sign up to perform. I know all of these are great singers. And then we're going to have our vendors out there. We may have some crafters in the mall. We may have some artists in the mall. They also have a great gallery in the mall, and they have a fantastic artist gallery kind of thing where they also make and sell stuff right there. So Pembroke Mall has been very, very good to us. That's called Come As You Art.
Tell
and
me
we
some more.
encourage. I used to be Frida all the time, but the last time we really did it, I was Bob Ross.
Oh
And
yeah.
when my husband married me, I made him promise that he would get involved with my nonprofit, and I actually got him to dress up as Cher, and I was Sunny one year.
Oh
So
my gosh, I love that.
we have so much fun. But what's cool is, so they'll be doing it simultaneously at Vertical Vibe Gallery. They're not going to do
Okay.
the karaoke concert there. They can live stream the karaoke
Yeah.
concert, but they'll be dressed up as Banksy or Frida or Bob Ross or whatever they want to dress up as.
You know what Banksy
Something
looks
art.
like?
He just, you could carry a spray paint can
There
and
you
bandana.
go.
Yeah, but so it's fun and exciting, but this event will be for us. And then what's really cool is Pembroke Mall has so much stuff going on anyway.
Mhm.
We need more vendors for the event. So if anyone listening wants to promote their small business there, I mean, the mall has final vetting, but unless it's a true conflict, most of the time we can get them in there, and the spaces are only $35.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
you have to donate. It's not bad at all. We're out to help people. We really want to help people.
When is this event?
This is October 30th.
Okay. Oh, so
Oh,
right.
wait, I forgot to tell you. So the Lions Club, who is going to be our beneficiary in November, not beneficiary, our partner in
Okay.
November, I just couldn't help it. So we're doing a broom decorating contest because it is October. And I'm working on mine right now. I'm just saying mine
Never heard
sparkles.
of that
But we're gonna
before.
they actually did it. The Town Center Lions Club did it. And can I just go ahead and go right into the
Yeah, go.
November
Well,
event?
real quick, what is a broom decorating contest? Is that like a witch's broom kind of thing?
Lions Club sells brooms, and that's what they do. They raise money for the blind, and the tradition has been that the blind people made the brooms in the past, and this is how they made
Oh.
money. Now it's more symbolic because, of course, blind people can do almost anything nowadays. This is a very open world where we will figure out how to make accommodations for people. So they do still sell brooms, and they're very reasonable. They're high quality, and you can get them, but it's just another way of promoting them and what they have. So one of my artists, I say my artist because I'm greedy, I guess, but Mick Rachowski is a Lions Club member, and he was the one that very first sold on our website and raised money for the Lions Club. So I was talking to him more about that. I'm like, we should really do something and partner with them. And so we are. But with the brooms, I thought, how awesome would that be? And then D with he's with Coastal Edge and
Oh
Harry
yeah.
Gould's.
Yeah, we know
Right.
D.
Yeah. So Dee's like, yeah, and when you collect them, you can hang them up in my window. So he's just all over it. He's all over
Cool.
supporting us.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
So we haven't collected a lot yet. We just started doing them, and I'm still working on them. I've got two because I can't stop at just one. But I'm an artist, so I'm going to go for it. And then we'll auction those off at the end of our event on October 30th. And then ready for November?
Yes.
November's all about the Lions Club. Again, the brooms will be involved. Ready for this? Pembroke Mall's first ever air guitar contest. But you have to buy a broom to do the air guitar contest, right? You can buy a smaller broom and do ukulele if you want.
Okay.
What I love about Pembroke Mall is they're just like, sure, whatever, Lori, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
But and the Lions Club, if it helps them sell the brooms and raise money, that's all good. And
Mhm.
at that event, all the vendor money and all the crafters and everybody that sets up there, the money will actually be going for the Lions Club. So the entertainment will be the air guitar contest. We may also have some paid performances from some of our members, but that is Shop Local Fest. So that is absolutely all about local businesses helping each other locally. Again, one year we did it for the Retail Alliance. Last year we did it for the Chesapeake Bay Art Association. They're the ones that do the Ocean View Art Festival every year. And we knew because of COVID that nobody could do anything. And I'm like, hey, it may not be much, but we're going to do something.
At least help as
So
little as you can. Yeah. At least do something. Well,
yeah,
we
we
have
did.
some love koozies that we could give away to you guys to throw it at that event.
Yeah, no, we would love to have, you guys are welcome. As a nonprofit, you can set up at our events free. We won't charge you to be
Ah,
there.
there you go, Abby.
Yeah, we would love to have that
Great. It sounds
help.
like I'd love to watch that one. I want to see who wins the air guitar contest.
It's hilarious because I mean people were just like, okay, I mean, because why not? And apparently Jimi Hendrix was like practicing on a broom, when he was learning to play guitar.
Really? Oh,
Apparently this is like,
apparently,
maybe it's,
never
yeah,
know.
I read it on the internet, it must be true,
Oh yeah, obviously.
obviously. But so the nonprofit was really born out of an injury, so it literally happened by accident, and it seems like every time something terrible happens, something gets better. So we got a really much better usable website because of COVID. I was home, I had time to do a better website.
Mhm.
And so the artists can show and sell on there free. They just have to donate 10% to charity. And things are coming together, so it's really cool. But my cards, you got to see my cards.
Oh, let's see
Ready?
these cards.
So have you heard about them?
No.
I was given one.
Okay, so the cards are canvas, because I was very excited when I
Oh,
became an artist. I came out at like 50, but you cannot destroy these. They are,
that's cool.
yeah. So it kind of reminds me every time I give them out. It was really born out of being hurt.
Yeah.
So, and now I'm officially retired. So now I'm all over this. Let's have more events,
Yeah.
make more money and
that's
more
great.
partnerships.
Awesome. Let's see here. So, what else do we have to talk about? Abby, do you have any questions you'd like to ask her?
Yeah, I know you talked a lot about the Lions Club. What other nonprofits do you guys work with, or do you have any favorites? Or maybe don't say your favorites. I don't know.
No, it's really okay. Really, we will work with any local nonprofit. I really loved the Samaritan House. And the thing is, we don't necessarily do the same nonprofit over and over. So FM 99's Christmas Wish Club, I think that was our first. So we had one called Santa Summit, which we haven't been able to do in a little while. And Santa Summit is a bunch of Santas that get together from different parts of the country or of the world. So so we had the Blue Santa, which anyway, long story short, we will have Santa Summit again, but probably next year.
Like all the different cultural Santas? Is that what
Yes.
you mean?
So
Oh,
I really
Oh,
wanted to introduce La Befana. So the
yeah.
Italian Christmas witch, and we had the Russian Santa and his granddaughter,
There's a
and of
Christmas
course
witch.
there's a Christmas
Is
witch.
she a good witch or a bad witch?
She's a great witch. She gives out little
Ah,
presents.
I
So,
need
but
to
that's
tell my wife
Italian.
about that. She's gonna love that one.
Everything with Santa is a big deal for me. We have Santa in July. I don't know if you saw the pictures, but if you look up Jolly July, we were at Pembroke Mall raising money for Life Rolls On.
I
We've
did
done
see
them a
that.
couple times. Yeah. And Santa was literally camping in the mall and roasting marshmallows with the kids in the mall.
That's a fun idea. That's
There's
something,
so much,
yeah.
and the thing is, Pembroke Mall has been so open to whatever. They're just like, just go for it. It tends
Speaking
to
of
work
that,
out. Just do it.
speaking of all those, do you come up with those ideas?
I'm a little off the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they say yes, it's like, okay, let's make it happen. I mean, the broom decorating contest has happened before, but I didn't know that. But there's something about this universe. It's like the Shop Local Fest and the Shop Local Month, or I always say it wrong.
Together.
But
Buy
I
local
think a
month.
lot of times the mindsets of people are in the same direction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like
I
some
completely get
people
it,
come
yeah.
up with the same.
There's been so many times where you'll have an idea about
The Akashic
something
principle.
like this,
Is that
and
what
then
you
go
just
talk
said?
to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, I had that idea too." Or is it?
Yeah, I was getting a little lag here.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if
same.
that
I
was me
see
or
it now
you.
too. Everybody can hear me still?
I can.
All right. Well, we are getting close to the end of our time. Lori, how do people get in contact with you? How do business owners work with you, and what can you do for that?
You can definitely go to our website, workingclasskarma.org, or you can call me. Just call me because I'm here anyway. Or even email me. Email me at lori@workingclasskarma.org. And then yeah, it's hard to read because the background is fuzzy here. But my telephone number is 757-574-7460. And I'm happy to answer any questions because people can sign up for one or both events. It'd be fantastic. I mean, the day after Black Friday at the mall, what a great day to be there, you
Yeah,
know?
so what day are the two events? We have your upcoming the karaoke
October
concert.
October 30th is the Saturday before Halloween. And then the next one is on Small Business Saturday, I think November 27th,
Yes, it
which is
is.
my lucky number. So it's going to be our best event ever.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
talking to you.
I let you get a word in here and there. I know I did.
No. Those are my favorite interviews because that's people want to hear you talk is what they're here for.
Well, I really appreciate the opportunity, and I absolutely love the Retail Alliance, and it's been the best thing that I've done in 5 years. It's been great. Yeah,
Happy you're here, and I really hope you enjoyed the crops course. That's a great course.
I can't wait. I'm very excited.
All right. Well, you've been listening to the Retail Is podcast. If you've enjoyed what you heard, you can find more at retailalliance.com/retail-is-podcast or search YouTube for Retail Alliance. I'm Joey Morgan.
And I'm Abby Cheyenne.
Thanks for listening.